How you doing, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I can't see a damn thing. I feel like shit if I sound like shit. It's because I've been recovering from a cold. I've not been out riding for 2 weeks, and it's been dry for 2 weeks. And the day I decided to come out and do some testing, it's pissing down, it's foggy, I've got a 50-yard view in front, if that. Oh, but out is out, eh? If you're out, any ride is a ride. So I was going to head into Derbyshire, but because they've closed the motorway near me, the traffic is miles long to get up that way, so I've had to divert back round and come up by Dovestones and over Saddleworth Moor, over my worst nightmare road. And it doesn't help because visibility is shite, and we're back to that sort of time of the year now where my showy lid likes to steam up. I forgot to spray it with the rain stuff, which you've got to do after every ride and applicate it. I think I've got it in my top box actually, so I might have to stop and do that in a bit. But why are helmets so shit when the weather's like this? And I know you've all got your own answers, and I've tried everything. Whether or not it's just a showy, I know a couple of people have had problems with that, but there's got to be a better ventilating lid out there. Someone in the marketing has got to go, hang on a minute, there's a problem here. So I am sick to death of having to deal with crap pin locks, and this is a pin lock pro, for God's sake. Shouldn't be any problems with it. But anyway, the Pan Am, we're back out on the Pan Am. That's me whinging out of the way. Welcome back, folks. God, I really have felt like shit. But anyway, the Pan Am has been off the road for about 4 or 5 weeks because I've been waiting for parts from Germany, because like an idiot I did press, when I ordered my chain and sprockets and everything, economy delivery, and I'm pretty damn sure I pressed a DPD like 2-3 days, and then when the checks in hadn't arrived, I thought, Jesus Christ, I've clicked economy delivery, and it took 3 weeks for those parts to come in a battered box from Germany. No fault from MTP Racing, by the way, who supplied the goods. Quality goods, and I do recommend them, and the price is unbeatable really, even with the import duty I had to pay. So, but the bike is running absolutely fantastic. That new chain has made a hell of a lot of difference. I've got no noise from the front anymore. Someone mentioned about the drilled sprocket I've got on the front having more noise as opposed to the rubber bushed one. Not noticed that whatsoever, and I think because I've got the new K&N filter as well underneath the tank, because obviously I've had the tank off, I've repainted the tank as well, which actually I think I've done quite a good job of repainting the tank. I was going to customise it, but I do like this colour, so I did leave it and go over with the original paint, which, by the way, if you want Harley Davidson paints, RS Paints in the UK now, our official paints suppliers for Harley, they have all the proper codes, so your colour match is absolutely spot on. So if you're only doing a minor repair, brilliant for that. So a couple of little plugs there, but well worth it. But yeah, God's sake, I need to take a break before I cough myself to death. I'm going to turn off in a minute. It seems like it's brightening up. Oh God, to my usual little corner spot and just do something with this visor, which is just a little bit over the moors here, but it does look a little bit brighter over towards the Sheffield side of things. Actually, I think that's that way. Forgetting the north from the east at the moment. But yeah, apart from that, brilliant to get the bike back on the road. So everything going back together was quite straightforward, and if you notice now, there's another plug, field testing the new Aoshi Sat-Nav CarPlay Apple Android Auto unit on the dash here. This is the 4th one I've tested, so I've recently put that video on. Not expecting massive views from these things, but if you do so desire to fit one, this is the 4th one I've tested in the range now, so I have a pretty good idea how they work and what should be, what's good on them, what's bad, what should work and what is bad about them. I already said that. Anyway, this one so far is okay. What annoys me though is every time they come up, and it just mirrors your phone basically with the maps, is this search box here. I don't want the bloody search box. You can press the thing, but when you're riding now at 48 mile an hour and you're jumping up and down over the bumps and you want to press that thing, you can't do it. So when you switch your bike on and ride off, you get this box halfway over your maps. I just wish that would be an option. Just only come on when you press the search icon when you need to, and let that disappear. It's an absolute pain in the arse, and they all do that. That's no fault of Aoshi. I don't know if they can write that into the software. Well, it's my only thing with it. Icon size is brilliant. The map is nice and clear. No problems whatsoever with the unit, and I've not tested the cameras yet. But anyway, all in all, brilliant. But the other thing today is, because temperatures have been quite mild here in the UK, it is brightening up. That's good. I can actually see the horizon now. The other thing is, because it's been quite mild for November, I do believe we're heading into some colder weather. I'll just wipe the camera view for you guys. As of next week, and I'm hoping so, really, because I prefer the dry and the cold. But we've not been able to test the heated equipment. But underneath my bobhead jacket, which is a brilliant little waterproof jacket available from their site, doing a lot of plugs today, aren't I? But I did say that I'll be doing some reviews, a bit of advertising of lately. If it isn't your thing, you don't have to watch it. So any of the full reviews I put on the channel, ignore them and just wait for the riding videos. But if you do so desire and feel interested to watch them, then of course you can do that as well. I'll just pull off on my little favourite road. It used to be an off-road track there to the left. It's now a public bridleway, as does happen with a lot of roads here in well, I'm going to say Yorkshire, this, not Derbyshire. But I'm just going to pull over on this little corner just to sort myself out. Little entrance to the farm there, but we're not blocking anything unless he comes out with his Land Rover. Excuse me, I will edit the cough out. I'll try and get to neutral. There we go, little rev, and off she goes. I've got some water in my front lens there. So, oh god, what annoys me is when you do that and then rain just comes up from underneath and drips down the inside of your pin lock, and then you can't bloody see a thing. My favourite reservoir down there, I've got a view of that, and the clouds are lifting over the hill. Brilliant. So yeah, anyway, so underneath my bobber jacket, that's what it's saying is, I am wearing a heated gilet. I've not got it switched on at the moment, but I am going to show you guys that in a bit, because sometimes we'll look at all the major manufacturers in heated gear and think, is it worth the cost? Now, last year, obviously, I had a little bit of a sponsorship with Gerbin, one of the top names, if not the top name in the industry. And I had the jacket, which is pre-wired, and I had the gloves, which works flawlessly all over the winter and kept me warm and toasty. But there's so many on the market, and sometimes it's thinking, if you've not got, obviously, the gear I get sent to me to test, am I going to wear that? If I didn't have that sent to me, would there be something else that I'd buy that's maybe not as expensive, that's going to keep me warm if I don't have, to say, the budget for these top name brand things? So that brings me to GOKOZY, and I will just do another little plug here for the Bionic Bikers, because I noticed Lizzie from Bionic Bikers wears a GOKOZY grey gilet. It's a little bit more padded, I think, than the one I've got over the top of her jacket, and she's been wearing that in her latest adventures. So I've never asked her about that, but I'd like to see her thoughts on whether it does the job for her. But my thing is, when they contacted me and I said, send me something that I can wear underneath a jacket, and I do look like the Michelin Man, I've just about squeezed it underneath this jacket, but it works, and I'm going to try it next plugged in with a 10,000 milliamp lithium battery pack. You can use USB ones, this one's supplied with it, and it's supposed to give you, I think, 6 to 8 hours of heat. So we'll show you that in a bit, folks. Okay, folks, I've switched borders. I've gone from Yorkshire now, and we're heading into the Derbyshire border. I thought I'd try and escape the rain. I looked behind me, and those doom clouds and fog was just following me behind, and then just descended down again when I just come over Home Moss. So I was just trying to get out of familiar territory, just get somewhere a little bit new. But as you can see by the colours in the background, the autumn leaves are falling. It's a damp, proper November day. Now, do you know something? I don't mind the weather being like this, but I've just stopped and put some more visor spray on, but the pin lock has got a couple of drips down it, because when you open your lid, That's the danger zone. As soon as you do that and the rain gets on the inside, it's like, ah, fuck, you're bollocks then, and then there's nothing you can do. The only way to do is to open your visor to allow it to bloody dry, but when it's pissing down you can't, so you just got to make do with it. Now, I remember, was it last year, I did put some ceramic on the visor and it did work, but I've cleaned it since. But of course you can't do that with the pin lock on the inside, so I need to reapply that and then see how that goes. Well, for the minute I'm driving like a Sunday driver because I haven't got full vision anyway. But like I said, I enjoy riding when the weather's like this. I don't mind it, and you know, I'm dry with waterproof jacket on, got my textile trousers with the liners in, and I'm not that cold. It's 51 degrees Fahrenheit, 52 by the clock now, so it's cooling down, but it's still very tolerable. So this shit on the road here, oh, careful, a lot of shit on the road round here. Just ease off a little bit there. So that's something I'm seriously going to look into now, is just sorting this visor thing out, because obviously I'm planning on riding through the winter and I don't want this problem every time I come out. And I know the camera blocks the front vent a bit, but that shouldn't be an issue. I'll tell you what, there's a nice little bit of induction roar from this new K&N. You certainly notice it when you open up the throttle. I think it's working, really working in tune with the Screaming Eagle tailpipe on. See, I put that visor stuff on now, and you can see when I just put a bit of speed on and the rain just comes off my front, it's beading off. Well, it's just the inside. This fog again, it's absolutely terrible. It is a pea soup day. Not really ideal for riding. And I tell you what, I've not set on the Aoshi screen. One thing I've noticed, it's got the tyre temperature monitoring, but it's got, you can set the low and high range, and I've not done that. So every time I just do a little bit of a throttle on a blip and the tyre temperature warms up, it was just coming up rear temperature tyre too high, pressure too high, sorry, because obviously the warmer your tyres get, they do inflate a little bit more. And I do know on these tyres, on these Anarchy Adventures, you can actually climb 4 to 5 psi quite easy when the tyres warm up. But it's a good thing because you can set your low pressure, so if your tyre's low it will come up with an alarm on the dash. And I know the Pan America's got that facility anyway, but if you haven't got that, it's a bloody brilliant thing to have, because it's one thing you can't see when you're riding is how your tyres are doing. It's not the best day to be doing any sort of reviews, but I did say to you guys, when I jump off the bike, I'll just show you the heated gilet that I'm wearing out today on the bike. So I'm just going to take off my bad bed waterproof and get wet, and then show you this from GOKOZY. So it's a cracking little body warmer as such, or gilet is the posh word for it. I've got the liner inside. It's the Kevlar type of wiring inside as well, so even without it switched on, I'm actually feeling quite a bit of heat. But anyway, if we switch on, we've got back, press the buttons here, and we've got chest. Switch them both on here and you can have different heat settings. I've got them on high now on the red, so we'll see whether that starts to warm up. Okay, so straight away now I've had it switched on for about 30 seconds and I'm just feeling the heat start to come through my body. So I'm going to leave this plugged on now. I've got the battery in here. So unclip the microphone. So I'll just show you quickly. So inside here is the battery pack from GOKOZY. We've got that fully charged and we should have about 6 to 8 hours heat, I think, on maximum, and I think it's something like 2 to 3 hours maybe. Sorry, on maximum with both of them on, and with minimum temperature about 6 to 8 hours. So you've got plenty of heat there for if you're out on a local ride. But I'm interested in trying this over the winter, say maybe on a winter camp or something like that. But especially if you're outdoors, walking the dog, anything when it starts to get colder, this thing is going to be ideal for keeping yourself warm. So I don't normally, like I said, push these things, but this was just an ideal thing for me to wear if I didn't have the plug-in facility on the bike, say. Maybe you haven't, it's ideal for you guys. But anyway, I'm going to leave this plugged on and let you know by the end of the ride how cozy I am underneath my jacket with this on.
You know what the annoying thing is as well, folks, is I've just done that little off-bike review thing of that heated thing. I've got water stuck at the bottom of my visor. I'm not having a good day today, am I? Oh, straight in my eye. Sorry, I let it out, that cough. Feel like shit's pissing down. I've changed my screen to black as well, I like that. So I've just done that, and it's getting quite cold, and I was out in the wet just doing that little bit of a review, and you can see my hands were turning blue. I'm thinking, God, it is bloody cold. And in my top box I've just done a second little review for a pair of heated gloves that's been sent me. I've got 2 of them actually, but that was the first one, so I've had to do that while I'm on off the bike trying to get these reviews done. But I can't wear them on the way back because it's a new product release and it's not out, I think, till next week, so I don't want to show you guys that until they're released. So I've had a release date, so I'll just put my bobbed ones back on. So I'll stick my heated grips back on just to keep my hands toasty until I get home. And it's starting to go dark and it's quite miserable now. I'm glad I've got out on the ride, that's one good thing, but I think the wind's picking up, the rain's picking up. Oh, a miserable day. I can't believe I've had 2 weeks of complete dry weather, even though it's just been cloudy. And the day I decide or manage to get out, it teams it down, and I wouldn't mind. It wasn't even forecast. I'm having a right whinge about the British weather. That's typical of us English people. But anyway, who cares? Who cares? Now, one good thing is, and I've just shown you guys, the my body is nice and warm. So the gilet, there's a speed camera there. The gilet, the posh word, or the body warmer, is doing its job. Because I'm lovely and toasty underneath my jacket, so that's one bonus. And you do need these things. There was a time many moons ago when I started the channel, when I just had the 48, the Sportster, and I think I was just being the big hero. And you know I love riding with fingerless gloves as long as I can. Just prefer that sort of openness and that more of a feel with everything. Hate gloves. But there comes a point where you think, I can't do that. I mean, alright, I'm a few years older as well, but I was riding the Sportster through the winter in the snow with fingerless gloves on. Must have been mad. But I can't do that now. Now I prefer, even though the Sportster did have heated grips, by the way, so I was cheating in a little way. But no, I do like to be toasty now. I think, like I said, that's just must be an age thing. We just like to be cozy while we're riding. Plus, it's concentration. You don't want to be cold when you're riding, especially when you got all this crap and leaves and damp shit on the road this time of year as well. So I've had a really good ride today. Hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's nothing new, nothing special, and for those of you who do watch the channel, I really do hope you enjoyed the Outer Hebrides trip. That was absolutely phenomenal. Try saying that fast. Really did enjoy that, and I know it sort of breaks, the series breaks into, I think it's part 2, we landed at VISOR, and part 3 was my absolute favourite. When we did the fire on the beach and everything, that was just special. There is talk of wanting to go back because we sort of ran out of time and just spend the extra day on the island to do the things that we couldn't do, because obviously we had ferries and times booked. But yeah, you know, it's either that or look for something new, because you guys know what I do, love the Highlands, and there's plenty more to explore up there, and I think it's where my heart lies in. It's why I do tend to do a lot of my tours up that way. It's a lot easier than spending a day riding all the way down south to get a ferry to go into Europe. Now if I lived down south on the south coast, no doubt I'd be jumping on a ferry and doing, you know, France, Belgium and what have you, but everyone's done that. And there's nothing really that's grabbed me about there. I do want to do sort of Finland, Iceland, you know, Norway and places like that at some point. I'd hope to do that with the good lady with me, actually, because I can't do something like that and have her miss out. Switzerland I've done before, but on 4 wheels. So there's a lot of places I'd like to stretch my legs on the bike, but time and obviously money doesn't allow that. So the more this channel grows, maybe the more opportunities will open up to do them sort of things. But this is terrible. I've got to keep remembering to wipe that camera as well. But I've just ridden straight into fog-bound road. I'm going to have to put my main beams on because this Pan America headlamp is shite. And open my visor. And yeah, ride with my main beam on. I'm going to have to get some fog lamps. So all of you guys who keep sending me kit, if there's anyone watching who wants to send me some compatible fog lamps to fit to my Pan America, then send me an email, please. It's that beating rain that just, with the fog, I've got about probably 50 yards max on my viewing, so feeling like shit, trying to concentrate on a wet and greasy leafy road as it's going dark with fog, and I've not got the highest hill. I've not gone over the highest hill yet, which is yet to come. Wow. So sorry I've not got any scenery now for you guys, but all the same, it's been a bloody interesting ride. So we're at the top of the hill now, and straight in front you should be able to see the city of Manchester over in the hills. You can't see a fucking thing, and neither can I. That's funny. Oh, it's really funny. And you know I normally try and give you guys a view and try and find the best places when I'm out on a ride, but today we're not having none of it. But anyway, I think we'll leave it there, folks, because this is just not getting any better. I'm going to get myself home, run a hot bath, make a brew and start uploading this foggy footage. Oh god. But anyway, folks, hope you've enjoyed the ride. If this is the first time watching ALCHEMOTO, please do hit that subscribe button. Please like, comment and share if you dare. But until the next time, as always, folks, we'll be seeing you later. But until then, you guys take it easy. I'm signing out.